in the course Dimensions in Black Dynamics, which is entitled Kemet, Land of the Giants. Because as one European scholar has said, they built like men 100 feet tall. They were little people themselves by comparison, but everything they built was on a grand scale. Why? Because their what was big? Mind was big. When your mind is big, you do what? Big things. Nobody has ever built like these people. Here is the Sphinx, who should be called Samaket or Samakis or some other name, because that's what the Greeks call the Sphinx. This is the Sphinx as it looks today, with the Great Pyramid in the background, which we'll talk about in a moment. But let me talk about it now. No, we'll talk about it in a moment. The next slide. This is what the Sphinx looked like before it was damaged. This was drawn by Francois Champollion, a French Egyptologist, because at that time, when Napoleon was invading Egypt, I'm using their terminology now, when he was invading Egypt, he said he was sent on a mission by Allah because he had accepted Islam, and he was a good Muslim, and he had to come in and deliver the Egyptians from the Mamelukes, who were bad Muslims. So here was one oppressor taking the land from another oppressor and taking it from the English. When he arrived and saw this humongous statue with this broad nose and thick lips and high cheekbones, looking down on him with a serene smile that said, "You don't know anything. You are a barbarian, Napoleon. I represent the culmination of thousands of years of science and history. What do you represent, little man?" He looked at it and he got angry and said, "Shoot the nose off that nigga. Kill it." So he's trying to kill something that's been there for at least 10,000 years. This white man didn't have no sense to try to destroy a structure like that. And they shot the cannons at it. All they were able to do was damage the nose a little. But look at that side view. Do you know that? Look like Miami, Virginia. I know you met this person in your travels. And you didn't even have to leave the country. You didn't have to leave Austin. But you have met this person. Napoleon met that person. Upsetting. Because there was a little black man down in Haiti that was whipping his behind, beating his troops in Santo Domingo. He was embarrassed all the way around. Then he figured, well, I can make myself feel better if I go over here in Africa and conquer something. And here is the culture of Africa looking him straight in the face, saying like Jesus, "You may destroy the body, but you cannot kill the soul." Still standing today. Here's another picture. I like to focus on that. And let me read you something that one of the scholars that was traveling with Napoleon and helped to develop what they call Egyptology, because at the time they were enslaving Africans, they were trying to find ways to validate what they knew was wrong. So they said, well, they're inferior. They never had no history. They say, how in the world can you say that? You just saw the Sphinx. You just saw all these monuments built with look like black people. How can you say that? So they developed the science of Egyptology then, so they could explain it away and put them in a never land in the Middle East, wherever that is, and call them Caucasian, Mediterranean Caucasians. Did you know that Dr. Ben is a Mediterranean Caucasian? Have you ever seen Dr. Ben? Have you ever met Dr. Ben? Well, he's a Mediterranean Caucasian. Black as midnight, broad nose, thick lips, all of the beautiful Afrocoid features, but he's classified, because he came from Ethiopia, as a Mediterranean Caucasian. This is a man that's got some problems with himself. If he didn't have problems, he wouldn't risk skin cancer and get his skin all burned up in the sun trying to look like you while convincing you that you're ugly. Strange, isn't it? And the thing about this, once you come to understand that, your mind starts to get free. And once your mind is free, the rest will follow shortly. Nobody can do anything with it. Black children who receive this knowledge approach academics with a different attitude, because they see academics as not being external to them,